Hi, everybody. I'm Meteorologist AJ Colby here in the Weather Center. I am delighted to be back with you again after a brief respite. Hope you have had a wonderful July and had a great Independence Day holiday weekend. And boy, that was a long one, to say the least. So, we're tracking a couple of different weather systems right now that are on the horizon. Of course, a tropical system named Beryl, once Hurricane Beryl, now Tropical Storm Beryl, barreling through parts of Texas and moving into the Mississippi Valley, could pay off in a nice round of much needed precipitation here in Northeast Ohio. And we're going to show you the projections right now for at least some precipitation, some rainfall to hopefully seep into our ground. And there are many crunchy backyards out there, a lot of brown lawns and gardens that are in need of some refreshment. And I think that perhaps some of us are going to experience that. So we'll be looking in on that here momentarily. First things first. This is a look from the crib cam, a live look now, and there are some ripples on the pond out there on Lake Erie, but nothing really to write home about, along with some puffy clouds and an interesting skyscape up there as well. Near shore forecast, a northeast wind becoming south, eventually offshore, 5 to 10 knots. Waves are running a foot or less and will continue to do so tomorrow, with south winds becoming northwest at 5 to 10 knots. The wave action, again, a foot or less. Water temperature off Cleveland is currently 71 degrees. All right, let's have a look at what's happening from outer space, and satellite imagery showing puffy clouds firing up during the afternoon heat of the day, even a little bit of a lake shadow too. You might be able to see that right along the shoreline, right in here, east of Cleveland, and then rounding the bend, even out toward Westlake and maybe Bay Village, and the folks out in Lakewood also participating in that little bit of a lake shadow. Meanwhile, high-level clouds streaming from southwest to northeast will widen the picture a little bit, show you what's happening around the Ohio Valley. And it's fairly quiet. The closest thundery weather is still up toward Wisconsin and parts of Minnesota, and then, of course, down in the convection associated with Beryl, which we're going to look at a wider view now, show you the once hurricane, now tropical storm, that is spinning away over eastern Texas north of Houston now, is making fairly slow progress to the north and northeast, according to the National Hurricane Center, is moving at about maybe 12 to 15 miles an hour. Maximum sustained winds are down to 60 miles an hour in that system currently. And of course, that is the most impressive weather system on the map. We'll zoom in, this is a super high resolution image sequence of satellite over eastern Texas and western Louisiana. And there you can see the cloud cover associated with Beryl, and also one of the feeder bands extending out towards St. Louis. Also, weather system producing some thunderstorms up around Sault Ste. Marie in Michigan, and then areas west of there, including the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul's, also picking up some thundery weather. Let's move the radar picture and show you Beryl as it twists counterclockwise, of course, in the northern hemisphere. Tropical systems or cyclones in the northern hemisphere spin thanks to the Coriolis force. Counterclockwise, it's exactly the opposite in the southern hemisphere, south of the equator. So some pretty hefty thunderstorms and tornado watch boxes are also in effect for portions of Louisiana, basically west of about Baton Rouge, on over toward Houston and Austin, where we find those thunderstorms. A corridor of very moist air and showers and thunderstorms, rain accumulation, upwards of 2 inches of rain, maybe even 4 to 6 inches of rain over the next 24 to 36 hours from east of Dallas-Fort Worth and Waco up toward Fort Smith, west of Little Rock, and that corridor up into northwest Ohio will be inclusive of that rainfall. This is a little wider view and a better high-resolution image of the next 3 days. We call it 3-day QPF, or quantitative precipitation forecast. And you can see that red corridor of highest precipitation, reds and purples from northeast Texas, Texarkana perhaps, on up into parts of Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, northwest Ohio even included in that higher precipitation amounts. We're hoping for some of that moisture to work its way into the Buckeye State. Again, some backyards really could use the water. This is the overnight map. You can see the extreme slow motion of Beryl becoming extra tropical, of course, as it loses its tropical characteristics and becomes basically just low pressure with a tropical core moving up through Arkansas and then the Boot Hill of Missouri by tomorrow afternoon. By Tuesday night, we'll start to see the first few vestiges of rain arrive into west and southwestern parts of northeast Ohio. Eventually, Wednesday morning could be a bit of a soaker for us. Expect Wednesday to be wet on and off as rain and maybe even some thunder pushes through. That's the Wednesday evening map, and I think the rain will persist into Wednesday evening. You can see how future radar indicates this shower thunderstorm activity coming together, coalesces around the system, and a cold front also sweeping through as well. This gets us into Wednesday evening. You can see there is a break in the action, but there's a secondary arm that could twist in by Wednesday evening, setting the stage for a dry weekend. Boy, the air is going to feel super stuffy and saturated as dew points rise from the 60s into the 70s, and that is mega muggy air. Dew point levels in the low 70s, certainly a possibility Tuesday overnight, especially into the day on Wednesday when most of that tropical moisture arrives. All right, let's put it together. Our forecast goes as follows. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, moderately humid, otherwise fairly uneventful. The overnight low 72, sundown at 9:03. We lose a minute of daylight. Winds will become light and variable. Then for the day tomorrow, Tuesday, we're expecting sunshine to be very limited, mostly cloudy skies. It'll be humid. Afternoon showers or thunderstorms could crop up. Best chance of precipitation, though, is going to be overnight tomorrow night, again on into Wednesday. Tomorrow's high, 85 degrees. Sunrise at 6:03. We lose a minute of daylight at the beginning of the day as well. Winds south, eventually becoming west at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Here's the extended forecast now, and midweek it's going to be rainy. We'll have rainy periods through the day Wednesday. Our high temperature 80 degrees. I think a lot of cloud cover, of course, along with rainfall continuing with Beryl, or the remnants thereof, I should say. Then on Thursday, expect a drying out period, especially after the morning hours. Partly to maybe mostly sunny late on Thursday. High temperature 80. Toasty Friday is on the way with sunny skies, high up to 85. Boy, it is going to be hot and humid on Saturday. The weekend looking toasty. Sunny skies, the temp should hover up close to 90 degrees with overnight lows in the 70s. So we've got more hot weather on the way for the weekend. Let's hope for this rain to come in again, and we could really use it. Appreciate you guys stopping by, getting your weather here from the AJ Colby Weather Center. I am meteorologist AJ Colby. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.